gentlemen, tonight we're back in studio. Mr. Casio, Mr. Casio. Oh yeah, it's welcome. Let's do it. It's been a great week. It's been a bad week. It's been a sad week. It's been a cold week. It's been a cold one. 2 degrees, 1 degree, -2.
Man, I don't know how cold it was. All I know, last night I was sleeping and my legs couldn't get warm.
My feet doesn't get warm tonight.
I was like, what the my legs couldn't get warm.
Is it that damn cold, nigga?
I had stuff on the bed to keep.
But still nothing.
Man, I don't know.
You're not used to this winter, man. And you know what? This
Old school winter, man.
There's something else that
90s winter.
we're not used to. It's trying to ask you the truth.
But before we get to that, ladies and gents, please hit the like button, subscribe, and share to all your friends and family. From the guys from We're Not Smart. We beg here. No, we don't, but do that.
So yeah, this can a lady actually speak the truth?
Of course he can. 100%
Sure.
Of course.
So if I ask her a certain questions, do you think she's going to tell me the truth?
She's gonna tell what they say these days, her truth.
Or is she going to tell me what she's feeling?
Facts over feelings, feelings over facts. Her truth, your truth. This is the words that's going around today, man.
You know what?
These are the words.
You know what? Let me just do this. I'll just make a phone call and I'll just call whoever the hell I feel like phoning. Alright?
Can we call a girl from the first cafe?
Nah, I don't think so.
She did it here today, it's red.
Nah, I don't think so.
It's a bit thin, so we taste gold.
Alright, let me just phone her and just ask her some questions. See if she can answer me. See if she can answer me truly.
Some people can't handle the truth.
Oh, man, that's the whole thing about the truth and nothing but the truth,
You know.
So yeah, so
But the truth about what?
let me ask her.
The truth about what?
You know, nowadays ladies say that it's better to have a kid than to get married. So now I want to know from her.
Has marriages got that bad?
Dude, you have no idea. So now I want to know from her. Kids before or after marriage?
Is it even a tough question?
Some it is. Alright, so the second question I'm going to ask her. What is wrong with men today?
Wrong with men?
What is wrong with men today?
I for sure I can get a couple of from my side. I can say.
No, I don't know from your side. I know you're going to tell me, you know, logically. I wanna hear emotionally that feeling, you know, a feeling. Let me give you.
Don't expect me to go into the emotional realm. That's not my strong point, you know.
And
I'm a dude. I'm not so hooked up in the emotion.
And the last question is, are modern women marriage minded?
Minded?
Meaning, are they marriage material?
Look, if you are thinking of in the traditional sense of
No, I'm saying modern woman. Not traditional woman, modern woman.
No, but is the marriage in the sense of in the style of your grandparents and your parents, their generations?
Not talking about this generation.
Marriage, right?
Marriage, this
Or
generation.
are you talking about marriage in the modern sense?
In the modern society right
Is
now.
Today's women are getting married,
Yes.
right? Are they ready for the modern marriage of today's time?
No. Woman that's who.
Because it has changed over time.
I know it has changed since 1940. It's changed a lot. So that's why I just wanted to find out from her.
So have we adapted to what we have now?
Okay.
See my point?
Alright.
Have we adapted to what we have now?
What must I say? Are women more happier today in marriage?
For sure they're not happy, man. For sure.
So I'm gonna start with the
Because
first
there's expectations of what expectations was put on marriage from the previous generation that cannot be fulfilled in this generation. Because marriage has changed. So there's a lot of empty promises that have not come true.
Okay, let's
See my point?
Okay. I'll figure out the last question. But for the first question, kids before or after marriage? Right? Second one, what's wrong with men today? That's it.
What's wrong with men today? They go buy milk at the shop and they don't come back. Probably that. Who you calling, dude?
Hello.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
How are you?
I'm pretty well, thank you.
I'm fine. I'm excited. You know, life has been better. I feel better. I feel God is more close by my side. But still, you know, there's a couple of questions that's on my heart that I just wanted to ask, and I said, look here, I just need to phone someone. So I'm phoning you, and I just like to ask you this question. So if you don't mind, can I maybe ask you a few questions?
Yes, you may. You may.
All right. Okay.
Who is this lady?
So, yes, I'm keeping her anonymous, you know, for my guest's sake, you know, and for hers, I'm keeping her anonymous. But the most important thing here is the questions. That I just want to get it off my heart. I just want to get it off my heart. You know, my
I want to know too. Fire away.
Okay. All right. Number one. Kids before marriage or after marriage?
Okay, so my opinion, it depends on if you both decide, basically. So if you are dating or if you are married, okay, let's start with this. You should know that everything. Normally when kids come, it happens unexpectedly, eh? But if you decide you want the child before marriage or after marriage, it's up to you. So if you decide, okay, we're going to do it in marriage, then that is all good. Understand? But if it's unexpected, unfortunately, there's nothing that we can do about it. So my opinion is, kids within marriage, that's a yes. But it also depends on the situation. So you can be married also, and now suddenly things doesn't work out for you guys. And then what? Understand?
Okay.
So kids before marriage is a blessing, and after marriage is a blessing. So it depends the situation.
Okay. So with that said, but do you prefer to have kids being born in marriage or before marriage?
Okay, my opinion, yes, within marriage.
All right. That's awesome. You know, that's awesome. Can I ask you one more question on that topic? On that question.
Yes, you may. Yes, you may.
What would be a good example to have a kid before marriage? What circumstance can drive a couple to do that?
The circumstance in marriage.
No.
Is that about
Marriage or before?
No, before marriage. What circumstances can drive a couple to have kids before marriage?
Okay, if they have before marriage and they didn't have this conversation, so if the guy decided, okay, I don't want kids before marriage, then me as a lady must respect that. Understand? So I must then prevent that by all means, by also speaking to him, letting him know, okay, I'm going to do this prevention, but you must help me through this prevention. Understand? So it goes both ways.
True.
Do you get me?
I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying.
What you're saying makes sense.
It makes sense. It makes sense. It makes sense.
What my question, I know what you're saying, it's true, but my question is, what circumstance, right? There's a couple and they had a kid before marriage. What can push them to do that? Or what can happen that they would want to do that?
Okay, when it comes to a lady that is more to spitefulness, I can say that. That is, and also if you want to try to keep the guy, hold on to him, and
So,
when the guys also, and when it comes to the guy, he wants maybe to have this kid and she's not ready, and the circumstances he's scared he might lose her.
okay, I know of a couple of guys that have actually done that, right? And had made a child with a girl, right? They bump her to the side for a couple of years. They go Joel as much as they can. They even leave her, but she's the one that he's gonna go back to, all right? I spoke to guys like that, and they do it consciously. That's the whole plan. Right? And they only do it they do it very selectively to certain girls. These are girls.
You know why? You know why? Maybe because he knows and he can see that she's the one that can actually look after the child. It's a good example to the child also, because it's not all men that things like that. You can just have a child with anyone and
Actually, none of them said that to me. All of them, it was after one thing, money. Really.
I like your laughter. I like your energy right now. I really like your energy.
I'm not gonna lie.
That's true. That's also true. Another guy, ladies are after money. Okay, they are.
No, but some guys are after money. This is what I'm saying. I know a guy, right? This girl was going to study law, plus she had a big inheritance, right? She was an only child. There was 1, 2 houses were gonna go to her, business was going to go to her, a lot of money was going to go to her. He made this girl pregnant, went off, had a good time with other girls. At the end of the day, he went back to her because he had a kid with her, and now he's living the good life of a house husband. And he told me that straight up. And that's the plan, and it happened.
Yeah, but that only happens to certain men. It's like, some women are really wise,
But that's what I'm saying. With a guy, I can understand why a guy does that. I'm a guy, right? But for a girl to make a kid with a guy to keep him, there are too many examples of this not working. I don't know why girls are still doing this.
In this lifetime, things have changed, eh? A lot of women are mostly like empowered by their own independence. So now they're thinking, okay, no matter what, I will just get this person, this guy for me. I don't even care what the next guy is going to think of. You understand?
So they don't think too far ahead, or long term to say.
No, they don't.
Oh, it's a bit bad.
That is my opinion. They don't see too far. They don't look at the future. They just think of the moment.
I see. So no real long-term planning. And you said something about spitefulness. How does that fall in? I can think, but maybe you can clear it up. Spitefulness. What's a spitefulness?
Okay. Sometimes they want to spite the person, knowing that maybe the guy or the lady they've got the money, like you're on the topic of money. So now I'm going to do this, and I'm going to get you through the child to get you your money.
It can work and it can also not work,
You know what I've noticed today.
It doesn't work because then you you fall in that trap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what I say. And then you fall in the trap, and then the next person wins because now she was spiteful or he was spiteful by getting this person in and saying a lot of things. Okay, this is going to work for us if we go this way and that way. By the end of the day, it doesn't work for you guys, and then you end up being alone. And then what you do as a woman, you go to by any means just to try to get all that money out of that guy, or even the guy out of the lady.
Okay, so just a
It's a
question.
lot of work. It's a lot of work.
What if a guy is basically on his purpose to actually grow, right? And he tells this person, look here, this is my time now where I need to grow because I'm in that age category or group where I know, look here, everything is only starting now for me. And then all of a sudden, 6 months or 3 months down the line, he hears, whoo, the woman is pregnant.
Okay.
You understand now? He just started with a new school, or is going to university or something like that. Is focused now on getting his
But now you must also know prevention. You didn't prevent this from happening.
Yeah, but he told her, look here, I'm not ready right now for children.
He got the spitefulness. You see what I mean?
The spitefulness.
Okay, I've got the future. I can go the future for us, but now she is being so stupid, sorry to say, and she didn't think that. And now she's being spiteful because now she's thinking, okay, this guy is not doing what he's supposed to do. He's just he's being selfish. That is, not thinking of the future.
Because I also know a lot of guys that actually went through that, where they said, look here, I was on my purpose, I was trying to reach my goal, and then all of a sudden I had to stop. I couldn't go back to school, I had to leave everything, I needed to start working, and so, I don't know.
Yes,
Sounds like university stories, man.
Also for you, it's never too late. Like I think right here, even though you think it's too late, it's not too late. You can still make it,
Are you sure that you can still make it? Because remember now, once you now you get married, you start working, the kid is there, another kid is gonna come. That guy you think he's gonna have chance to actually go back and finish what he wanted to do, really?
Yes, you can finish it up. Remember, you can work and study. If you see your partner, or if you don't have a partner, if you're alone, you can do it. You can work and you can study.
But you see, they
If you are married, you can work and you can discuss it with her. Then you want to be their life. Sacrifices need to be made, and then you go and study. And in fact, so it can happen. No excuses, please.
Okay. Right, let's move to the next question.
All right, next question. What's wrong with modern men today?
Modern men.
What?
Okay. Modern men is
Let's say between 23 and 34.
Okay, they fantasize a lot.
Woo! Nice one. That's a nice one. 23 and 34. That's a nice one.
They fantasize so much, they forget about reality, Today's people just want to think, okay, they paint this picture for themselves. I want this. I want the lady that's got no kids, that are maybe just single, living alone, successful, and I want her. Forgetting maybe she's got some other responsibilities that she needs to look after, and also him that's got future plans but not thinking of those future plans. Understand?
Okay, I
So
understand.
he's in this fantasy world, thinking, okay, this and this and that must be like this, but forget about the reality.
So you're talking about relationships, right? What about careers? Would you say they think about careers, or they consider careers something valid to be like do modern men, do they fantasize a bit too much on the relationships or the girl side of things, or do they fantasize about the career side of things as well?
No, not just relationship, in everything that they do. Remember, they still got another thing, role model. They call it role models on TV, and you want to, or your friends, maybe look at your friend, you want to be successful like they. Like, okay, my friend's got a good, like a nice car, he's got his own house, I want it as well. And now, my own best, we're gonna try your best to do that, but doesn't succeed. Understand? When they fantasize too much, they dwell on that too much and forget about the real thing in life. So it's not just about relationships, it's about everything.
So they're not living in the moment. They're living basically 3-4 years before time.
It's
So,
a good thing to dream,
what isn't that maybe, sorry, isn't that maybe comes down to, if you talk about that age group, if they are thinking like that, doesn't it maybe come down to maybe they have not matured enough?
The thing is, you can dream, but then you have to put action to your dream. You can't just dream and don't do anything.
All right. Okay. So do you think that the guys between 23 and 34 are they mature enough for life?
Yes, they can be people that they can be men that are actually mature enough, right? It depends on how he takes life. If he takes life serious, or if he just takes it as a joke.
Does it also mean it depends on what type of environment or what type of life he had growing up to the age of 23?
No, that is just excuses because they can be men that were abused maybe, or grew up in a household where the father was maybe around all the time, or maybe trolling around, or all those kinds of things. But you as a man can make a different choice. Understand, if you are your own person, you can't just dwell on the past. You must look into that past and say, okay, I don't want to become exactly the person that my father or my uncle ever was. I want to be better.
But what if he doesn't? What if he doesn't have a role model as a father or uncle inside his surroundings?
Okay, meaning the positive person that we can.
Yeah. So basically, we're talking about, say, for instance, now a guy that was growing up with 2 women in a house.
Yeah, but there's too many role models out there that we could have actually looked at. Because now you're just using that as an excuse.
No, I'm not using an excuse. I'm just asking you.
I know it's really difficult for me. I know it's difficult for me. You understand? But I sometimes get annoyed.
Yeah, because
And also ego. I know that ego thing gets in the way, and then they want to blame everything on something. But they don't take back responsibility and start making changes in their life.
okay, so if a guy tells you, look here, I was raised with my mother or my mother and my grandma or whatever, do you think it's best for him first to go for counseling before he actually gets involved in a relationship, especially a long-term relationship with you?
Yes, he can get some counseling if he feels like he needs the counseling, but he needs to be very positive if he wants to do the counseling. If he feels like, okay, I'm ready for counseling now, he really must be committed to that counseling. Understand? And if that doesn't work, then I don't know. That's very good. But if you think like, okay, I want to go for camping, but then again, you don't need to tell the other person that the partner I want to go for camping. He must do it on his own. If you say that he wants to go for camping, you must actually go with it. Not just say, I'm gonna go for 2 years or 3 years, I'm gonna go.
I'm listening to what you're saying, but there's one thing, and this is something that I myself only realized later in life. I grew up in a very poor neighborhood. Lots of drugs, lots of alcohol, lots of abuse around my neighbors and that. And I only came to realize this, maybe I could say at the age of 36, that there are some people, we like to say, and I know examples, there's close friends and friends of mine, that can come out of the most messed up houses and made something of themselves, And then there's friends of mine that came out of the most messed up houses and they went the messed up route. They are messed up now. Alright?
Yeah.
And if I were to take everything apart and look closely at the person a bit more now, with a bit older and a slightly wiser eyes, I can admit and realize that not everybody is made up of the right stuff or the strong stuff. Meaning that we can say we should stop making excuses. Anybody can get out of a certain situation. But not everybody has that strength or that drive or that motivation in themselves to do it. And some people need a hand from outside. They don't have the strength. They want to do it, but they honestly don't have it within themselves to do it. And people like that maybe need a hand from outside to help them, Because for me, I grew up in that neighborhood, and luckily I had the self-motivation and drive to get myself out of there. But there's some guys I know that didn't have it in themselves, And maybe if somebody that time would have went to help them, they would be better off today. So I know everybody, it's easy to say your circumstances it's not responsible for where you end up one day, but sometimes within us, because we are all different, we're not all the same, we all made up of different stuff. We don't all have strong characters. Some of us have weak characters. Some of us are introverted, some of us are extroverted. To expect an introverted person to come out of that tough situation at house or neighborhood to come out successful is not a realistic expectation, So sometimes we should be more hesitant to say, I would say no, you should just pick yourself up, you should push through, you are responsible. Yes, you are responsible at the end of the day, but if you look at people, not everybody is able to do that by themselves. Some people need a hand.
And not even willing to because I'm struggling with a guy for now 3 years just to go for counseling. I tell him, look here, you need to go. And he tells me, no, there's nothing wrong with me. I'm not going to go. And so I tell him, look here, you need to go. You understand now? So and I'm still struggling here.
Can I intervene here?
Alright?
The other thing is that I've listened to you now where you study that it's not easy and you grew up in the community we abused and that through that country. But the only thing is if you're gonna want to help, you need to help yourself. But me as a person can't go and help you. Yes, I can tell you go for help, but if you need to acknowledge that you need help, understand. So if you acknowledge yourself, then the next person can help you. And if you allow the next person to help you, then they might be helpful you. Do you get me now?
You know what used to happen in the 80s and the early 90s in neighborhoods like that, because I can remember, because I saw it. There were kids in those families, and women as well, you know, that they needed help, and maybe they were too prideful, maybe they felt too much shame, maybe they were scared, they didn't ask for the help, you know. And then the community would see that this family or this child needs help. And then what would happen is, if it was a school issue, maybe a teacher would go to the house, go talk to the parents, or go talk to the child, or pull him aside and try to figure something out. Maybe somebody from the church will come, maybe somebody in the community, in the block, in the street that was a leader would try and intervene and try and fix something within the family or kids. And that used to happen, where people wouldn't ask for help, but people would recognize something is wrong, and then would go out to those people, to those individuals, and go help them. But since, I would say, 1997, 96, I've not seen that, because the community, everybody's growing apart, every house is staying by itself, there's no integration anymore, so that has gone away. I think people have forgotten that we used to have that system, and that system is not here anymore.
True. I can vouch for that.
Yeah, I'm gonna now believe that here.
I can vouch for that. I mean, yeah, life is
Because there was a lot of voices in our communities that were crying, but they didn't have the strength to cry out and ask for the help, you know. And then people would actually go, would recognize it and go help them.
I think also that has. I think that also that has to do a lot with that. That's why I understand now why a lot of kids that actually were in that environment actually came out and bettered themselves. It's not because I think they had a push also to actually get out of that situation and push themselves to be where they are now today. So I don't think also they did it on their own specific. I think they had a hand.
So now you see the difference of today's men and men from the 80s and early 90s.
Yeah, there's what I can definitely say is, because we've lost a lot of things. We have lost a lot of, you know, those times were a bit harder, so it made, maybe we could say, more mature men at an earlier age, more logical men at an earlier age that didn't have these crazy dreams, like you would say, fantasies. They were more focused on the reality. But that generation is gone, so the new generation is in a different community, in a different reality. And now you're getting these men that are fantasizing like this.
Now you see the pride is getting in the way of these men.
Damn, woman, preach! Preach, woman, preach!
You're reaching out for help, but they don't want to take help.
Because life is too easy. Life is too easy to ask for help. Life is too easy. Believe me or not, life is too easy. Because I can still remember, I got uncles that actually finished standard 2, or that has standard 2 grade, and they made it. You know, and they still married, and wife is still happy, and they still happy. They don't look back and say, look here, what I did for my family, I hate the fact that I did it. No, they're happy, they're cool. But a lot of times now with men, they will stand up next to a woman and say, look here, I'm tired. I give up. I don't need this. I don't need this in my life anymore. You know, life is too easy. Life is too easy. I can leave this woman. I can take another woman.
Within a week?
Within 2 days.
Maybe 2 days.
Maybe 2 days. By a week.
In a proper way. Am I right?
You're right.
So by going and trying to do so, but now they're looking for the ease of the house when they go to the next person, and the next person is not even going to help him. It's it's just gonna make it worse.
We're living in a fast food life. This is a fast food life.
The fast food life, takeaways is the boom, you know? Takeaways is the boom. Everybody likes takeaways. KFC, McDonald's, Burger King.
Managers and relationships.
You know what? I think we're gonna leave it there.
You got all your questions?
Nah, thanks for the chat. This was amazing. I actually enjoyed this. I think my chest is healed now. You know, there's some grace. You know, I didn't need medicine. I needed the word of God. You know, spiritually. You know, healing. That's what I need. I don't need medicine. You understand? So thank you for the chat and enjoy your night. Please
Stay warm.
Stay warm. Keep your feet warm.
Thank you, Ed. It was such a pleasure to spend a few minutes with you guys. And yeah, I really enjoyed it myself. Thank you for having me.
Bye.
Peace out.
Okay, bye.
So yeah, man, I feel better, man.
You feel better?
I feel better tonight. Yeah. Tomorrow, I got something else on my plate. You know,
It was a weird call, you know. It was a weird call.
It was a weird call, but obviously.
I mean, like, just think about it. Just think about it.
Okay, I'm thinking.
I'm not really disagreeing with anything the caller had.
Okay. Alright.
But I could, as he is explaining, especially the part of where I push back on, like, now you can get yourself out of any situation, you know, that shows me maybe you have not seen, maybe you haven't looked a bit deeper into this, why some people can't pick themselves up.
But you do understand it.
And yeah, but what I'm saying is, and then there's like the other points he had, like, guys are prideful.
The guys are prideful.
Yes. Guys are fantasizing.
Yes.
All this, right?
Yes.
These are stuff we say that is true, right?
Okay.
But do we ask ourselves, where does it come from? See my point? Okay, the guys are prideful.
Where does it come
The
from?
guys fantasize.
Where does it come from?
But if this is a symptom, if this is a cause, right? What effect made? You know, cause and effect, right? There's a cause, and this is the effect, right? What was the cause?
Where does it come from?
Where does it come from? It doesn't. When a baby is born,
He doesn't know this.
a baby doesn't know pride,
He doesn't know.
right?
He doesn't.
It's a blank sheet.
He doesn't see. Look, I'm gonna drive a Porsche one day. I'm gonna
Where
have
does
a big
this
house.
come from? Right? It's easy to say, and I can say girls are too emotional.
But where does it come from?
Where does it come from?
Where does it come from?
I could also say girls are too also fantasize too much. I could
But
say,
where does it come from?
where does it come from? Yeah?
Society.
My point is, instead of, yes, we can make these points, but we can say that, but if you don't know where it comes from, you're never gonna solve it, you're never gonna fix it. If it's broken, you're never gonna fix it.
That's what I'm asking. Where is it coming from? Is it society? Is it what we watch on the TV? I mean.
For men,
Right?
so I'm a guy, on the pride side, you know, I could say, we are raised to be prideful.
All right.
Right? We are raised, our fathers, especially our fathers and uncles, raise you to be prideful. Right?
Yeah, right. And I think it's the same.
Fantasize, man. We have so much media influencing us on the grand, sparkly lifestyle that, for sure, who's not gonna fantasize? Everybody's gonna fantasize.
I'm just,
You know.
you know what? This
So-
this is funny for me because
For me, it's just like, yeah, but what is causing this? You know, this is the effect. What is causing this? You know, and she didn't. Did she give a real answer for why a good answer for why a couple would have a kid before marriage?
I think I only asked her. I didn't. She didn't specify why because I don't think I wasn't actually looking for that answer. I was just asking her, look here, what do you think? Yes or no? That's it. It wasn't like explain to me why
Okay.
you specify that.
Hmm.
You understand? So I think that was on me what I asked her. I didn't say, look here, do you think, alright? After, before, after. And tell me a reason. I didn't say that.
Okay,
Tell me
for after marriage to have children, I mean, it's plenty. We don't need to even go into that, right?
Okay, but now let me ask you a question.
But what would be a good reason to have a child before? And she said, okay, spitefulness.
I get that because I know a lot of guys that
I know some girls that did that.
Yeah, I know some guys that actually are holding their heads and saying, look here, I didn't want this, I didn't want a kid now. My life was just starting. You know, I had plans. I wanted to first sort myself out before I actually, because getting a child is not
And
easy.
it's very true. This man, I bet both our hands and toes will be all counted for all the girls and guys I know that have done that because they wanted to keep the girl or keep the guy. You know, there's too many examples of that. But it's stupid examples, man.
It happens
People
every
should be
day.
doing that.
It happens every day, man.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work.
It still happens today.
The percentage of that being a successful strategy is so low.
But it still happens today. Because you know what?
Sad.
It's like this one girl said, but my mommy did it to my daddy. Why can't I do it to this guy?
That's a different time. That's a different time. My parents' time, if there was a child that was before marriage, 100% you marrying this girl. That's in my parents' time.
Yeah, but you see, that's the thing. That's why I'm saying that,
No.
that basically after 1960, I think things just changed completely. It wasn't
A
the
lot of
same.
stuff changed, man. A lot of stuff changed.
Wasn't the same anymore, you know. Because I can tell you that now that I think the way we're going, give it say probably 10 years, everything's gonna be mixed up. Because life is too easy. Remember that time, our parents or
Life is too a rinse repeat.
our parents, our fathers had a reason to go work because they had to put food on the table. Sweat, tears, in the rain, snow,
Man, I know.
and sun. See?
I know.
Right? And nowadays everything is so relaxing and it's like a mood song that you can just play, you know. That's fine, I'll get paid at the end of the month. I don't have to worry. I don't have to deal with all the other rest of the stuff that people are dealing with. Nowadays we're saying, oh crap, looting
Man,
started.
this crazy shit, man.
Looting started. What's next? Okay, you think it stops there? No, bro. Once you, it's almost like a vampire. Once you start sucking blood, and you have taste blood, you go for blood, bro. You don't stop it there.
Man. But anyway, dude, it was a nice call.
It was a nice conversation, guys. I really have to say, it was a nice conversation. Damn, that was a good one. I'm looking forward to having calls like that in the near future. So anybody that wants to say, look here, you guys are wrong, or you guys are right. Look here, we ain't smart, eh? We ain't smart. We ain't smart.
We ain't smooth.
We ain't smart, you know. So yeah, peace out from these guys that we're not smart.
And before we do, please hit the like button, share it to
Subscribe.
all your friends, and subscribe.
We out.
So, do some coffee.
Yeah, I'm not making nothing coffee. You want some Rooibos tea?